Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to basketball action here on Table Rock Sports. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore, who's back in action after being out, just a little under the weather for about a week or so. But, Mark, it seems like it's been forever since we did a game. But yet here we are, and a lot has happened. I think the last game you and I did together was the Trinity Lutheran game.
Yep.
And then you take a look at where things stand now. A lot of water has gone under the bridge with this Challenger team. And I've told anybody who will listen, to me, this team, the Challengers, has been as fun to watch as any that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, they're definitely a fun team to watch, and they have played really well this year. And I think they've gotten better as the year's gone along, and that's been part of the key to their success is they continue to improve, continue to get better, and that's been fun to see. I know that talking to the coaches, they've really enjoyed coaching them this year and seeing the improvement as the year's gone along. And some of that has to do with just the fact that the whole team hasn't really been together until the start of this year. You know, there's some new guys mixed in, some freshmen, some seniors that transferred, and so the team's sort of getting together and starting to mesh better and better as the year went along.
Well, you know, in any season, granted this is a highly unique one, but in any season, you want your team to be playing its best basketball now, and it certainly doesn't hurt if you say, I don't think we've played our best yet.
No, and I think that's really true, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out down to the end, especially with Austin Maurer, because I know that he, was injured in that St. Mary's game, and we'll see if he's able to play over at State. I know that he's kind of day-to-day at the moment, and they're kind of waiting for some more results. But the good news is they didn't really find anything broken or, so we'll see what his status ends up being. But as you look at the stats, and you and I were talking about this a little before the game, the Challengers have 300 defensive rebounds basically. Austin Maurer had 84 of those. So that's a large chunk of your defensive rebounds. And one of the reasons the Challengers have been able to get out and run this year is because they've had him to sort of secure the boards, being that 6'10 size, and then they can get out in transition very quickly because of his ability to rebound the basketball. So that's going to probably change a little bit. You look at this Vale team, they've got a bit of size on them, and we'll see how that adjustment gets made by the Challengers. But they definitely have to put more focus on the defensive rebounds without Austin Maurer in the lineup.
Well, it's an interesting situation now. You look at it now in terms of his rebounding, you mentioned that. When was the last time that you can remember that we had players in double digits in blocks?
Yeah.
So not only do you have Austin Maurer averaging about 3-4 blocks a game, Levi Marinkas can jump out of the gym. But when you look at it, not all block shots are necessarily created the same. That with Austin, it's rim protecting.
Yep.
With Levi, it's more action out on the perimeter.
Yeah, or chase downs from behind on the fast break. And Levi has a great sense of timing, and that's really what helps him make those blocks that he does. And it's been fun to watch him this year. He is a very athletic kid, and you can see that he's got hops and he's got some athleticism to go along with Matt McFeeters. The two of those guys, very athletic players.
Yeah. Now, I know for you Vale folks that are tuning along today and stuff like that, you go, well, what about our basketball team? Well, here's the difficulty for us, Mark. We don't really know a whole lot about this Vale Viking team other than what we can see is, well, they won the Eastern Oregon League, so any team that wins any league, as far as I'm concerned, is worthy of respect, but also it's a very young basketball team.
Yeah, you look at their team, they're starting 3 freshmen on their team, so you know that they've got a young team and a team that's coming over to a gym that's a tough place to play. Let's face it, anybody that comes in here, I mean, you remember St. Mary's in their state title year. They didn't win here.
Right.
It's a tough place to play. So the Challengers definitely have an advantage getting that number 1 seed and then being able to host this first round game against a fairly young and inexperienced team in some ways.
Right. And then you look at the squad. What I'm kind of envisioning as I take a look at it and say maybe outside of Diesel Johnson at 6'3" and Tanner Steele at 6'3", of course, not surprisingly, they're in the starting lineup tonight, but not a lot of size on this team. You kind of get a sense that maybe what this Vale team will do is try to get out and run, and I think the Challengers probably welcome that matchup.
Yeah, the Challengers are not going to be afraid to run with anybody. We've seen that already this year. St. Mary's tried to do that a little bit against them over there at St. Mary's, and the Challengers just a better team in being able to execute the running game, I think, really, especially with, as I mentioned, with Maurer in the lineup. You look at Vale, and what I see only one senior on their entire team. So they're going to be a pretty good ball club next year, and just losing the one senior and having these three freshmen that start back as sophomores. So future's probably pretty bright for Vale going forward, even if they don't get very far this year against this tough Challenger team.
Well, and of course with Vale, you always talk about football, and you and I have made the long road trips over to Vale and see that football stadium. Just you see state titles everywhere with it. They've got that reputation, but on the other hand, we know coming into this game that so many of those guys who are talented football players that have talent in other sports, they'll come over here and they'll also be very solid basketball players, multi-sport guys, not unlike what we see with the Challengers.
Yeah, it should be a good game. I think the Challengers are going to be favored, but the Challengers would pretty much be favored against anybody that's coming over from that Eastern Oregon League, just because of the Challengers' ability to they played a little bit tougher schedule. I mean, I really think that you look at, even though they dominated teams like St. Mary's and Sutherland, I feel like those teams were pretty good basketball teams.
They were. Then Santiam Christian.
And Santiam Christian, whom they beat in the season, and who's also in this playoff tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out here going forward. The Challengers just looking to get back over to Coos Bay again this year, and they've played really well this season, undefeated coming into this game, and hopefully they'll continue that going forward.
Well, and you're taking a look at it, this is like the Elite Eight tournament, not an official OSAA tournament. The winners of tonight's game move on, and they become the Final Four, and will play over at Coos Bay, over at Marshfield High School on Thursday. Some intriguing matchups along the way. One of the ones that I watched with some interest, because we're talking about a couple of programs you and I both know well, in that Westside Christian coach David Henry was a Challenger coming up through the ranks as a player and an assistant coach. Then Santiam Christian Eagles, historically a 3A powerhouse, who we saw a couple of weeks ago, and that probably represented the toughest battle that the Challengers have had so far.
Yeah, I think that either one of those teams that win that game, of course, are going to be good teams. Westside Christian ended up beating De La Salle at the end of the season to win their league and get the automatic berth from their league. So De La Salle's got Dayton tonight as well. So there's a bunch of really good games. Willamina and Yamhill Carleton as well. Going to be a good game. All these teams, all 8 of these teams, very good basketball teams. Be very interesting to see how everything turns out at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Well, what we'll do right now is we'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll get you ready for the start of tonight's ball game. It's playoff action featuring the Vale Vikings and the Cascade Christian Challengers. Stick around. We'll be back with more following this timeout.
Circle K powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
U.S. Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All U.S. Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, Your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. We're moments away from game time. It is the opening round, I guess you could say for all intents and purposes, the quarterfinal round of the Oregon 3A Elite 8 tournament. And, of course, basically what we're talking about, what's different about this year, not only is the time of year we're playing, but also the fact that instead of a 16-team field, we're talking about an 8-team field. And I think given that situation, certainly we see it borne out in terms of the matchups that we see this evening.
Yeah, and see, some of that's just plain due to the fact that the Coos Bay can't support any more than 4 girls teams and 4 boys teams because of the time of the year it is. This is the time of the year when everybody goes to the coast, right? It's summer, school's out, and so the hotels and everything get filled up over in Coos Bay, and so it's a problem for Coos Bay to support any more than the 4 boys teams and the 4 girls teams that are going to go over to play in what's going to be called the Final Four of the 3A.
Well, that's, you would sure love to be able to have all the pageant, because, every year we always look forward to all that comes with being over there in March, and we've been able to be a part of that as a broadcast team, and you also as an assistant coach with the program for several years, that while we miss out on that, at least we get to play.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, is the kids get to play, and they get to play for something. Now, it's not technically a state title, I guess, but it's certainly better than not playing at the end of the season for anything. So I'm excited for them to be able to play, and I'm very excited for Cascade Christian to get a chance to go over to Coos Bay.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout right now as we go through some pregame festivities, and then we'll return and get you ready for the start of tonight's matchup, the Vikings and Challengers, on TableRockSports.net.
Coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guys! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the start of tonight's ball game, the Vikings versus the Challengers. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. I'll turn it over to PA announcer Don Sample.
Number 3, Colton Stapleton. 6-foot senior guard. Number 4, Brandon Gregory. 6'3", junior forward. Number 5, Tanner Steele. And freshman forward, number 34, Diesel Johnson. Vikings are led by head coach Kobe Giles, assisted by Chad Cooper. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on your feet as we meet your Cascade a 5'9", junior guard, number 1, Cody. Number 2, Levi Enrique. 5'9", senior forward. Number 4, Braden Cascade. 6'2", senior forward. Number 22, Matt McPeter. 6'1", senior guard. Number 25, Morgan Law.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the starting lineup for tonight's ball game. And again, with the COVID procedures being what there are and so forth, that they'll meet out at midcourt, and then the visiting team, the Vikings, will start out with the ball.
Yep, that's the way they work it these days.
So they'll go ahead and ring it out again. The starters for you, Luke McGordy, Colton Stapleton,
Yeah, it looks like we're going to jump it, Jim.
Oh, they are going to jump it. I guess maybe since Jackson County's down to moderate now. Who knows? So it'll be Law jumping it up at center court against Tanner Steele. Challengers in their home whites. Vikings in black. And the ball is run down by Vale. They'll be moving from left to right from where we stand this evening. With the basketball, Stapleton. Dish it back out to Johnson. Johnson will fire, and his shot just a little bit short. There with the rebound. Shot off target by Steele, and the Challengers get the ball. Matt McPheeters, leading scorer for the Challengers, to Law. He'll fire from downtown. His shot just a little bit off target. McPheeters tried to reel it in, but it goes out of bounds.
Well, kind of a start you would expect. Both teams look a little bit nervous. That's always happens in these kind of games, and right there, Vale throws the basketball away.
So a turnover by the Vikings. Just 40 seconds into the ball game, quarterfinal action. Morgan Law out of backcourt wearing the headband. He'll move to his right, looking for Marinkus, and he can jump out of the gym. Misses the shot, but McPheeters is there for 2. So the Challengers draw first blood here in the first quarter of action.
Nice little special play by the Challengers. Marinkus should have made that lay-in. Didn't make it, and again, the ball tipped out of bounds by that Challenger defense.
Well, active hands, we see it night in and night out. They'll disrupt the flow of the game by getting in anything in there they can.
Yes, getting those hands in those passing lanes.
Taking the inbound is Stapleton. Passes right wing for McGordy. Working around the perimeter, looking inside. There, disrupting the pass, Levi Marinkus. And I think with Maurer out of the lineup, that probably down there in that lower block area, we're going to see more of Levi tonight.
Great job by Marinkus of knocking the ball away and out of bounds and not letting it get caught down on the baseline.
Taking the inbound, Diesel Johnson for 3.
Johnson's their shooter. He's going to shoot the ball quite a bit from what I understand. So the Challenger's going to have to take care of that situation.
Well, he's shown some range so far, that's for sure. Entry pass almost broken up there by Vale. Reese has it. He'll drive hard to the hole. Kicks it out for Marinkas, who will fire from three. His shot off target, but there with the putback, Braden Coppage. Challengers up by 1, 4-3. Don't let that 5'9" height fool you. Coppage is a Cougar around that basket. Making a move along the baseline. Shot off the side of the glass there. With a rebound is Braden Coppage. Boards very well for a guy his size. He has the ball inside. Goes hard to the hoop. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
And Braden Coppage making his impact shown here early. A good defensive play on one end after he makes a putback on the other end, and then he gets the ball right back again down here. Fouled and goes to the line, and you got to love the hustle of Coppage. He's always hustling, always making those tough plays for the Challengers, and he makes the first free throw.
Coppage, part-time starter. He and Levi Marinkas kind of in and out of the starting lineup because of the absence of Maurer this evening. He's starting, and he has 3 points in the game. Misses the second free throw attempt. Challengers lead by 2. 2 minutes into the ball game. Stapleton, bounce pass over on the wing to Johnson, and he's going to be a handful tonight. You can see that already. Almost loses the ball there, but Stapleton has it. Active defense by the Challengers. Steele with it. And he was looking to pass out of that post position, looking for Gregory. Unfortunately, Gregory not there. It goes out of bounds. Cannon Anderson going to check into the Challengers lineup.
Two turnovers here early for Vale, and Challenger defense already making an impact.
Reese on the drive, goes hard to the hoop. He lays it up and in. Cody Reese. That's his stock and trade right there, those hard drives to the hoop. His quickness is a headache for opposing players. Ball passed for Gregory. He's going to shoot. That shot a little bit long there with the rebound. It's Steele. He goes for it, but it's contested by McFeeters. Challengers catch a break as Coppage manages to find the ball right behind him just in time.
Yeah, nice job by the Challengers after that initial shot of blocking the second opportunity.
Reese with the basketball, kicks it out for Marinkas. He thinks about a three, but thinks better of it. Going to give it to McFeeters. McFeeters kicks it out for Anderson. Reese. Skip pass over for Marinkas. He'll drive hard to the hole. Loses the handle on it. It is taken by Vale. Pass nearly broken up, and there's Marinkas with it. He'll get it. Now Reese drives hard to the hole. He lays it up and in. Challengers off to the early start, and Coach Shira says, let's talk about this. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with more basketball action here on Table Rock Sports.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, Vale basketball near Steele as Johnson manages to gather himself, gets it up the floor, and Steele has it, misses the shot. Coppage, the rebound. So, you know, you talk about energy players. Every team's got to have that guy that's kind of scrappy and really goes for things.
There's the media timeout for you, Jim. We'll talk some more when we get back.
Okay, well, how about I go ahead and talk about this? Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip begins with My Circle K. And for almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run. Bill's Glass supports our schools and our communities. Now that I've got that little bit of housekeeping in, Mark, hot start for the Challengers. I think one of the questions we had going into the game, how was the absence of Austin Maurer going to play out, especially with his defensive and rebounding presence? But thus far in the ball game, you talk about energy players, Braden Coppage has really provided a spark for the Challengers, inserted into the lineup.
He certainly has, and he's done a great job on both ends of the court. But you have noticed Vale has a couple of offensive rebounds already in this game. I think I've counted 3. And they are going to do, those two big guys are going to hit the boards. Steele and Diesel Johnson are both going to hit the boards, and they've done it early and often. Steele especially has got 2 or 3 second chance opportunities already. So the Challengers need to keep paying attention to that. Luckily, so far, he hasn't made any of those, but he has got a couple of offensive rebounds and done a good job for them on the boards. And it just has to be a little bit more of a focus for the Challengers without Austin Maurer in the game.
I think another factor in this ball game, at least if you're a Challengers fan, has been the quickness of Cody Reese.
Yes, Cody off to a good start with 4 points already.
Out of backcourt, it'll be Reese wearing number 1 with the left hand. Picked up by Stapleton. In the high post is McFeeters. Now Marinkas, he eyes the triple. His shot just a little bit long. Gets his own rebound, and he gets that one. Levi Marinkas, I remember the coaches telling me when I was a kid, follow your shot. He did that, and it gave him an opportunity. Stapleton. In the ball game is Peyton Maurer, Austin's twin brother. And he's going to try to run down that basketball, and he does. So we got a couple of youngsters in for the Challengers, some youth there. Cody Reese glides to the hoop. He lays it up and in. Cody Reese was 6 in the ball game. Challengers now up by 10.
And a nice job by Cody Reese so far of attacking the rim.
And a pass, Vale turnover. That's been kind of their bugaboo here in the first quarter.
Yeah, so far they've got 4 turnovers here early, and the Challengers just doing a good job of defensive pressure. That's one of the trademarks of Cascade Christian, and they're doing a good job so far.
Well, you talk about Vale having a young team. What's interesting for the Challengers right now, how we got we've got 2 freshmen in the lineup right now between Anderson and Maurer. Levi Marinkas, his shot, no good. Anderson with the offensive rebound. Now they feed it to Maurer. The lefty kisses it off the window for 2. Challengers up 15-3, 2:16 to go in the first. Anderson showing you what he's all about. He plays that pesky defense in the same mode as Reese. Steele going to pull up and shoot from 15. His shot long. Marinkas with the rebound. Outlets for Reese. Quickly up the floor it goes. Anderson has it swatted away. It goes out of bounds.
And a nice look that time by Cody Reese to get the ball up to Anderson. Anderson running the floor, and Reese with a nice delivery and gets Anderson to the free throw line.
Cannon Anderson, and again, Anderson and Maurer both younger. Well, say the younger Maurer. Actually, he's not the younger. He's a twin brother of Austin Maurer, but they're fraternal twins, not identical. So you got a couple of guys where you look up close, you can tell that they're twin brothers, but it's not maybe necessarily readily apparent on first glance. But he's in there. Anderson's there. Both of them mainly saw action at the JV level. Misses the free throw attempts. It'll remain a 15-3 ball game. So they're getting a little baptism by fire tonight.
Yes, they are. And it's Challengers want to get them a little bit of experience going into the rest of the – I don't know about that call. Looked like a good job by that time.
Yeah.
By Braden just grabbing the ball and causing a jump ball, but they're going to call a foul on him.
So for Braden, that'll be his first foul of the ball game. First team foul for the Challengers. The Vikings have 3. Steele with the basketball. He's going to pull up at the free throw line. His shot rims off. And he picks up the carom. And the offensive foul. Braden Coppage taking one for the team.
Nice job by Braden Coppage getting in there and taking the charge. He's probably the best challenger at doing that. He loves getting in there and getting in front of those guys when they're driving down the lane. And a nice job by him right there to get that charge.
And he's built like a brick wall, so he's a guy who can take it. Coppage, left at the top of the key. Looking for some help, gets it in the person of Peyton Maurer. Maurer, cross court for Reese. Now for Colson Brown, who's in the ball game. Athletic kid, but largely an unknown quantity. And we have a whistle and a foul. Colson, we had him for a little while during soccer season, but for anybody who's had a kid that's grown real fast, he was dealing with Osgood-Schlatter syndrome at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he's grown a lot, and he's had some little aches and pains because of it.
But he drives hard to the hoop. Colson Brown says, I'm here. 17-3. Now he's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yes, he is.
With the basketball, McGordy. Now on the drive, going hard to the hole. Now Diesel Johnson's there. He's a guy you got to keep your eye on, and Reese is able to grab the carom. Reese through traffic. Loses the handle on it, but Maurer is there. Glides hard. He can't get it to go. Going the other way. Stapleton. And a little reverse move attempted by Brooks Howder. Misses on that one. And now the Challengers going to call a timeout here with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. It's our sponsors who help make this live high school athletic action available for you, including our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Also thanks to Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, our presenting sponsor with 7 locations to serve you. It's all Challengers here in the first quarter at the expense of sounding like a homer, but they've got it firing on all cylinders defensively and offensively.
Well, and what they're doing here is they're taking a timeout. They want to run. They're working on end of the quarter, end of the half plays that they might need later on as the season, goes along into the playoffs here. So they called timeout with about 10, 11 seconds here to go in the first quarter, and they're going to try to run something to finish the quarter with and see if they can get a good look.
Well, you got to think big picture at this time of year because how many times have we seen, they'll drop a play like this and do it, and maybe do it at an earlier juncture in the season, and then you see them pull it out in the semifinals or a championship game.
Yeah, when you really need a bucket. So this is an opportunity to practice those scenarios. So we'll make sure and see how they do here at this end of the quarter situation.
So the Vikings will come out with Diesel Johnson. Also in there is Gregory, along with Brooks Howder. He wears number 23. He's in the ball game. Also have McGordy and Colton Stapleton, pair of freshman guards for the Vikings. Reese going to kick it out. Marinka's going to shoot from downtown. He buries it. Levi Marinkas. And the Challengers come out on top for the first quarter of play. Your John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Cascade Christian Challengers 20 and the Vale Vikings 3. We'll take a timeout and we'll be back with more basketball action coming your way on Table Rock Sports.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play. But not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Challenger Pavilion. Start of the second quarter. Vikings come out with Luke McGorty, Colton Stapleton, Brooks Howder. Also in the ball game, Braden Gregory and Diesel Johnson. The Challengers come out with Levi Marinkus, Cody Reese, Matt McFeeters, Colson Brown, and Braden Coppage. In the high post, McFeeters, I don't think he's scored yet in the game, has he?
Nope, not yet. Oh, no, he got a put-back layup.
Okay, and now he drives to the hole with the left hand.
That's 4 for Matt.
Matt McFeeters, the leading scorer for the Challengers, averaging 15 a game. And the Vikings pick up their second bucket of the ball game. It's a 22-5.
It's a foul.
And then Marinkus loses it, now out of traffic, but Gregory has it, falls to the floor, does everything he can to reel it in.
That's a terrible call, because down here on the other end, there was a foul that didn't get called, and then you're going to call that. That's surprising.
Yeah. Of course, they didn't ask for our opinions.
No, they didn't, as usual.
Johnson in the corner against Reese. Little height advantage there. Tries to back him down. Nothing happening. Colson Brown gets it. Out of traffic comes Reese. Reese quickly up the floor. McFeeters, he lays it up and in. And that is how a guy shoots 67% from the floor.
I don't think if you're Vale, you want to try and run with us. That's not a good choice on your part.
No. Gregory in and out. Heartbreak, but there with the offensive rebound. Johnson, he ends up in his attempt to save it. It ends up in the hands of McFeeters. Reese speeds it for Brown. He'll fire from 3, in and out, but Marinkus there with the putback. Timeout called. 6:35 left to go on the half. It is the Challengers 26 and the Vale Vikings 5. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on
RBTD all my life. When we moved to Talent, that's when we purchased our house.
All those memories were in that little spot for 17 years.
Everything in that house, all our firsts, everything gone. Now more than ever, with so many families being displaced, their kids will still be able to come to school to Phoenix and Talent because they'll be able to use RBTD.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
So your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
the Cascade Christian High School Pavilion. It's a happening place this afternoon. Nice full house. It's just been within the last few days that they moved Jackson County down to the moderate category. And not that I want to camp out on that business, but it's nice to be able to have a full gym this afternoon.
It certainly is, and it's great to see the fans back in the gym and the Challengers playing well here to start this one.
Winner of this game will move on to the Final Four at Coos Bay.
Challengers in the 1-3-1 zone right now, and they've got a couple of steals and a couple of buckets off it. Let's see what they can do here.
McGorty with the basketball, fires in the corner for Johnson. They'll get back up top. Round the horn it goes. Howder starts to make a move. There'll be a foul called against Cannon Anderson. And if there's one kid on this team that plays perhaps more aggressively on defense than Reese, it might be Cannon Anderson.
Yeah, it might be. And Challengers going back to man-to-man.
Inbound, Gregory loses the handle on it. Brown is there. Brown ends up losing it, and Howder's there for the Vikings. Quickly out of backcourt he goes. Up to Gregory. Gregory's going to try the triple. It rolls around and out. There with the offensive rebound is Stapleton. Out of traffic comes Levi Marinkas. Levi with the ball. Give it to Anderson. He'll fire from three. Nothing but net. Cannon Anderson, the 5'7" freshman.
And everybody's making shots tonight.
They sure are. And again, valuable experience for the young man. Howder. Now they get it to Johnson in the high post. McFeeder's there to try to hassle him a little bit. Stapleton, nice pass inside. And it's Howder. Vikings trying to see if they can't get something going here with 5:14 left to go in the half. Marinkas from downtown. That shot off target, but there with the offensive rebound, it's Coppage. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Coppage doing a good job of attacking the glass anytime the Challengers run a play.
Well, you look at offensive rebounds for the Challengers this year. I suppose it's no surprise that one of the team leaders on offensive rebounds is Coppage as he misses the first free throw attempt.
Challengers not doing very well. 1 for 5 so far from the free throw line. Good thing that's not an important stat at this point in the game.
Absolutely, and they'll need that. And they started out really well this year, but they've kind of gone downhill in the last couple of weeks. Second attempt, that one's good. Yeah, last week they were barely over 50% on their free throw attempts in both the St. Mary's and the Sutherland game. Peyton Maurer in the ball game along with Danny Naring. Challengers with some physicality in the lineup now. Bounce pass. Now McGordy fires in the corner for Johnson. And they'll call Anderson for the block.
And that's the third foul on Anderson. We got 14 fouls, and Anderson's got 3 of them. So let's see what they decide to do. It looks like they're going to bring in Landon Hess.
Hess into the ball game, and he's another one of those guys that another youngster for the Challengers, sophomore, who got more minutes as the season wore on. Gregory on the left wing, drives to the hoop, falls to the floor. Whistle and a foul called against Cascade Christian, much to the chagrin of the Challenger faithful. I think their contention is that he slipped without contact. Got bit by the hardwood monster. Challengers now with 5 team fouls, 6 for Vale. Balls trying, they attempt to save, the Vikings do, but Reese comes up with it out of traffic, spins to the hoop, 2. Going the other way, Stapleton for the Vikings. Skip pass. Down in the corner it goes for Howder. Near steal, pulling up and shooting is Gregory, and the bank is open in the late afternoon. 32-9 your score here with 4:06 left to go in the half. Naring tries to go inside for McFeeders. They'll kick it back out. Danny on the high post. Oh, for Reese. Now to McFeeders against Johnson. Now they'll get it. Maurer. Maurer shoots. A little off to the left there with the rebound is Howder. Out of traffic, up the floor it goes to McGordy. Driving, shooting, Gregory, it won't stick. Somebody put a lid on that Vale basket.
Challengers have been doing a good job in their offensive sets of getting good shots and setting screens for each other and attacking the rim.
Naring in the low post, a little spin move there and shot off the side of the backboard, but he is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Danny knows what to do with the ball. He's a big kid, and when he gets the ball down in that block area, he definitely knows what to do with it.
Well, you know, over the years, the Challengers have... We got a timeout called, a little media timeout, and we will take one as well. Stick around. Your Donnell Scott scoreboard showing the Challengers up 32-9. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Circle K powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy.
Here at the Pavilion, Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore, Johnny McCoy on the camera. The challengers leading this one 32-9. The winner moves on to the Final Four at Coos Bay on Thursday, and then depending on the outcome of those games, there'll be a consolation game and a championship on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. So the challengers, it makes it a little quicker, right? Usually this game gets you into the 16, into the 8, not the 4.
Right.
So this one today is getting you into the 4.
First free throw attempt by Naring is good. In limited action, he averaged about almost 3 points a game off the challenger bench. And again, there's been more than a couple of guys that the challengers have had in their program with his kind of skill set. But I think among the wide bodies that the challengers have had over the years, I think Danny has the potential to be definitely one of the better ones. I think he's one of those guys that you talked about. He's got a good court sense about him. Stapleton, across the paint he goes, kicks it out for Gregory. Gregory to Johnson. Johnson knocks Reese to the floor, and that'll get the challengers fired up on the offensive foul. Looks like we've got a sub in for the Vikings. And I don't have a number 10 on my roster. I'm almost going to guess here that might be John Wolf. We'll try to figure that one out for you as quickly as we can. Reese with the basketball back up to Marinkus. Levi to Cody. He'll drive inside, kicks it out for Coppage, and he'll go hard, gathers himself well, and he lays it up and in.
Great pass by Cody Reese to cutting Braden Coppage for an easy layup. You got to love that.
Challengers in the driver's seat here. 2:27 to go on the half. Pass broken up by Cascade. There's Coppage with it quickly up the floor for Reese. He'll fire from downtown. His shot in and out. Rebound out to Gregory. Quickly up the floor he goes. Challengers do a pretty good job of getting back on defense, but Stapleton will get a look from downtown. His shot off the back iron. Chipped around. And it'll be Cascade ball. And then looks like
and the
Gregory got rid of some equipment there.
Yeah, I think the Challengers' defense is showing its true colors here. What a great half. Only 9 points so far for Vale in the half with 2 minutes to go.
Hey, you'd take that for a quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Into the ball game. Hess comes out, and Marinkus driving to the hoop. He kisses that one off the glass.
That's 9 points for Marinkus.
And that's his per-game average. So we talked about 3 guys in double figures, but we got another one that was just been on the verge of it all year. Ball's loose on the floor. Reese trying to make a play for it. And as Gregory tried to save it, he ends up falling on the floor over the inbound line. And it'll be challenged with the inbound.
And we're at the 10 turnover mark now for Vale. On that challenger defense, just pressure, pressure, pressure. That's what they do. And I'll tell you what, doing a great job of it tonight is Vale just struggling to take care of the basketball against that pressure defense.
38-9. Challengers lead with 1:24 left to go in the half. Cody Reese gliding to the hole. Oh, in and out, no good. Number 10 for the Vikings. We believe that might be John Wolf. He has it up the floor. Works it to McGordy. for Stapleton. Gets a screen. Peyton Maurer in the ball game. Vikings. And we'll have a double dribble to call against Vale.
And another turnover for the Vikings, and the Challengers have just done a fabulous job defensively.
Peyton Maurer with the basketball, glides hard to the hole. Shot no good. Reese is going to try one, and that is off to the right. And we'll have a whistle against Cascade.
It's going to go on Brown.
So 32 seconds left to go in the half. Vikings trying to reach double figures. Pass over on the right wing for Howder, who's in the ball game. McGordy almost loses it, but manages to reel it in. He'll spin. Nice. He's a good passer. And the ball's loose on the floor. Stapleton. Now Wolf for the basketball. He won't stay. Gregory tries one. And that will end the half. We've got one half of basketball in the book. And your halftime score, it is the Cascade Christian Challengers 38 and the Vale Vikings 9. We'll take a timeout and we'll be back with our halftime show right here on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
If you're a coach or plan to be a coach, what kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore, Johnny McCoy on the camera. Challenger, I tell you, it's been a crazy year with COVID that it seemed like the fall sports had forever to get ready for their run in February and March. And then we went right from that to the traditional spring sports. Now here we are playing winter sports in the middle of June. But what's happening is now with this year looking like it's going to be more on your typical schedule next year, the fall sports are up and running again. And one of those is boys soccer. And joining me up here just for a quick chat here at halftime is the assistant boys soccer coach for the Cascade Christian Challengers, Asa Hoffman. Asa, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, I tell you what, now you just finished up graduating from Hillsdale, got your college experience over with and doing some things in town, and kind of heard that some old guy had kind of had his run as Challenger assistant head coach, and now you're going to be joining the staff with Javier Delamora, our head coach.
Hey, it's big shoes to fill for sure, but no, I was really excited. I was kind of following the team from afar this year, and it was great to see their success, and not just their success, in the results, because obviously those were great, winning league for the first time in ever, but also just the success in building a really great team, one that plays good soccer but also has a really strong bond, and that was really exciting to me. So when I heard that there was potentially an opening, I just jumped for it.
Well, glad you jumped in to fill that mold. I know Coach Javier, glad to have you on board, and you talked about the program. You were a part of the Challenger program going back a few years. I can remember you firing in some goals and then going down with an injury and spending some time at goalkeeper along the way and so forth. But now here you are back in town. Talk about what it's like. You've played here, Challenger soccer. You remember the days under Terry Fretz, and now things are where they are today with the Challenger program, and it's probably got to be kind of a neat feeling to see where it's progressed from the time that you played to the time where it is now.
No, absolutely. I mean, honestly, the program's been around for, I think, 8 years now, since it restarted, and that's still not a very long time. No. So to see how far we've come in that short of time is really incredible, because I think the question for Cascade soccer was never whether we had the talent. We had a lot of great players, when I was playing, but we didn't have the same sort of success as these guys have had this last year. And I think that's just a testament to what the coaches over time have built as a program, and saying they've really cemented what being the Cascade Christian soccer team means. And there's no better, I think, sign of that than really beating up on St. Mary's this year, which we never do. So I think that's as good an indicator of the progress as anything, because in the beginning, we were getting stomped by them. It was not even a competition. The JV for them was in by halftime, and it was the complete opposite this year for us. So I think it's really remarkable to see how far we've come.
Well, now talk a little bit about what the program is up to right now, because what I want to tell our Challenger fans out there who are Challenger parents, that there are opportunities for somebody maybe who's already a soccer player, or maybe somebody who wants to kick the tires on it, so to speak, right now. Talk about some of the opportunities that a potential athlete may have.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, we're definitely looking, for people who are already playing other sports. Basketball players, we'd love to have you, and a lot of basketball players in the past have, stay fit over the fall. They end up playing soccer, and it's really great cross training for them. And same thing with track. If you're not doing cross country, I think it's really applicable. But past just the athletic standpoint, even for non-athletes, sports really bring a community. And I think soccer is right up there with the most community-oriented sports. It really takes a cohesive unit to be a successful team and to just have fun. And I think being a part of the soccer team will not only offer a high schooler a great opportunity to get out and exercise and grow that way, but also grow socially, grow emotionally, and learn just good living habits. Learn hard work, learn dedication, learn teamwork. That's what we're here to build.
Well, and I know one of the things that Coach Javier would say if he were here is he's not so much interested in your ability, but your availability.
Yes.
That is like, you might say, well, I could probably get out there and run a little bit, but I've never really played the game in a while, or maybe I've never played it, but they have an opportunity to get in here and get coached up.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about soccer is that I think, especially at the small school level, you're not necessarily coming up against people who have played their whole life anyway. So for people who would be apprehensive, never having played soccer before, you should absolutely give it a go, because I think soccer is one of the sports where you can most improve in a short amount of time, especially if you're playing with other experienced players, if you have the right coaches around you. I think it can be something that someone who's not a soccer person per se can get into and really enjoy. Because if you're willing to work hard, it'll come.
Well, a classic example we see out here on the basketball court tonight, Levi Marinkas.
Yeah.
Now, he had a brother-in-law that played soccer, and he has a little bit of that in his background with his dad's family being from Romania. But he hadn't played soccer at all in high school, and he comes out and he absolutely tears it up this year.
Right, yeah. No, it is great to see, and we're, the community that we're wanting to build is not one where, either you're a soccer player or we're going to kick you to the curb. It's to one where we want to build a community where everyone feels needed, everyone's involved, and everyone can grow into a man on the team.
Absolutely. Well, Asa, thanks for stopping by this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Asa Hoffman, the assistant Challenger boys soccer coach, and we'll switch gears back over to basketball. And Mark, you've got the halftime stats.
I do, and I tell you what, Challengers with a great half of basketball. And we'll start with a few of the stats for Vale. First of all, that Challenger defense did a great job against Vale in that first half. Vale shoots 4 for 22 in the first half, so they only got up 22 shots because of the turnovers. They had 11 turnovers in that first half, and they shoot just 4 for 22. That's 18% in the first half, and the Challengers hold them to just the 9 points in the first half. Scoring for Vale, Gregory had 4 points, Hodder had 2, and Diesel Johnson had 3, and that was the scoring for them in the first half. The Challengers, on the other hand, shoot 16 for 29 in the first half. That's 55%. So a great shooting night so far for the Challengers in the first half, especially 55% from the field. They're 4 for 8 from the free throw line. That's just 50%. But the other stat that really impresses me with the Challengers, just 2 turnovers in the first half. So a great job of taking care of the basketball in that first half. Scoring for Cascade Christian, leading the way with 9 points, Levi Markakis. Cody Reese was second with 8. Braden Coppage had 6. Matt McFeeters had 6. Cannon Anderson with 3. Peyton Maurer with 2. Daniel Nearing with 2. And Colson Brown with 2. So a lot of guys on the scoreboard as well. Pretty much just about everybody that played got their name in the scorebook there in the first half. So a nice job by the Challengers. Only 2 turnovers. Shoot 55%. And they have, multiple guys in the scorebook here at halftime. And they lead 38-9.
Well, and the thing you noticed in that, and I think it's a testament to the fact that this is not a one-man gang.
No, it certainly isn't.
No Austin Maurer tonight with an injury, and then Morgan Law seeing very limited playing time and getting some much-needed rest this evening. So it's the other guys, quote-unquote, getting it done. So it'll be the Vikings moving from right to left here in the second half. Stapleton with the basketball on the drive. He can't get it to go. McFeeters with the rebound. Stapleton, though, with the active defense in the backcourt, nearly takes it away. McFeeters with the basketball, now up the floor for Reese. Challengers will start Peyton Maurer to start the second half in place of Morgan Law. Coppage, Levi Marinkas, who had 9 in the first half, gets it for the Challengers' leading scorer, McFeeters. Challengers, good cuts to the hoop, and a little bit of trouble in traffic, and timeout called by the Challengers as Coppage encounters a little bit of resistance. That'll give us an opportunity to take a quick timeout as well. Your John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Challengers up 38-9. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. Glad to have you back in the booth, Mark. It's no fun calling all this by myself.
I'm glad to be back. It was a rough little sickness I went through there. Glad to be back.
And we got Challenger soccer legend Johnny McCoy on the camera this evening, proving he can do some good work with his hands as well. Marinkas with the shot. He misses it. Up the floor it goes to Gregory. Gregory, nice move to the hoop. And will they count it?
Yes, they will.
Oh, yeah, they will. So the Vikings, their struggles to get the ball to fall in the first half well documented, but they break into double figures here.
That's Gregory with 6 points to lead the way for them. Make it 7 as he knocks down the free throw.
3-point play by Gregory. 1 minute into the second half. Cody Reese with the left hand.
Cody Reese into double figures. He's got 10 for the Challengers.
Reese more a distributor than he is a scorer, and Steele takes a hard tumble to the floor. Reese averaging about 7 points a game, but
I think McFeeder's going to pick up that foul.
Challengers, their second team foul of the second half. Diesel Johnson. Now there's a basketball name.
Yeah, there you go.
Diesel inbounds for Gregory. Guarded by Coppage. Works his way through traffic. Steele. He's going to pull up and shoot from 10. His shot in and out. And it's been that kind of night for Vale. They've had some looks. The shot selection really hasn't been bad. They just can't get him to fall. Marinkus fakes the three. Coppage starts a drive and loses the handle on it, but McFeeders is there, putting that long reach to work. Maurer, or is that Hess in the game? That's 10. That's Maurer. Reese driving to the hoop. 2.
Cody Reese putting on a little bit of a show down the lane tonight.
He's just too quick. Stapleton with the basketball, moving to his right. Picks up his dribble. Now for McGordy. The lefty fires. His shot rims off. And Stapleton, now Johnson will go for it there. And you've talked about if there's been an area where the Vikings have had a measure of success, it has been on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they have done a good job of hitting the glass, and the Challengers not doing a great job of boxing out.
Peyton Maurer going to come out of the ball game. Cannon Anderson makes his appearance. Driving the baseline, Gregory. Steele. He makes a move, backs in against Coppage. Shot won't go. McFeeders is there with the rebound. Mad McFeeders out of backcourt to Coppage. He'll fire right side for Marinkus, looking inside. Reese. There's just so many ways the Challengers can beat you in terms of scoring. McFeeders doesn't try too many threes. Usually makes them, but he misses that one. Marinkus there with the offensive rebound. Anderson. Reese. The thing is, they've, not only do they have athletes, these guys are basketball players.
Exactly.
Reese, he'll fire his shot. No good. Marinkus, though, climbs the golden ladder for the rebound. He'll try one from just inside the free throw line. He can't get it to go. Rebound by Gregory. Out of traffic he goes. He'll make a move to the hoop with the left hand. His shot no good. But Steele is there. And he's called for the travel as McFeeders and Coppage are there defensively. Checking into the ball game, Landon Hess, number 12 for Cascade.
And I'll tell you got to give Vale credit for hitting the offensive glass. They're getting Challengers not doing a very good job of boxing out. They're getting second chance opportunities pretty regularly, are the Vikings.
The Vikings playing with a lot of desire for a team down by 30. You got to like that no-quit attitude. Colson Brown with it. Right at the top of the key for Hess. Anderson's going to shoot. His shot, nothing but glass. Coppage is there. His shot attempt won't go. There in the traffic. Coppage has it. Anderson. And Gregory with the steal. Gregory out of backcourt. Going to be challenged by Anderson. They'll count the basket. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
And Gregory seems to be the only guy that can make shots for them so far. He's got 9 points, to lead the way for Vale.
Anderson.
Media timeout, Jim.
3:53 to go in the third. Your John L. Scott scoreboard showing the Challengers up 42-14. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
My Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Vale locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Tell you what, just about everybody and his cousins down here tonight. I was seeing here in the house a couple of former Challenger players, Kai Koster in the house this evening, and also see Dominic Lewis there.
Well, Ben Dunn down there. Michael Toombs, Kyle Reese sitting together right down in front of you.
Yep, that's right.
A few more of those Challenger players.
Free throw attempt by Gregory. He can't convert the three-point play, but once again, the Vikings getting themselves another second chance opportunity. Gregory, hounded by Hess. He'll shoot, and he can't get this one to go. Brown's there for the rebound. Heel outlet for Marinkus. Levi, a little screen there from Naring. Now Brown will shoot from downtown, and the bank is open on Monday night.
Apparently the banks are still open.
Oh, Steele with it. Can't get the shot to go. Well, they don't give any points for pretty, so.
No, they don't, and they all count when they go through the rim, right?
That's right.
So Steele picks up his fourth foul, and he is having not a good night for him, unfortunately. I have him as 0 for 10 from the field.
Ooh.
So kind of a rough night for Steele.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of a microcosm of the Vikings' evening overall. And we have a travel called against Cannon Anderson.
Just the fourth Challenger turnover in the ball game. So, as we said, Challenger's doing a good job of taking care of the basketball.
Out of backcourt, Stapleton with it. Passes the left wing from downtown. Diesel Johnson in and out, no good. Naring with the rebound for Cascade. Out of backcourt, Levi Marinkus has it. He'll go ahead and go on the drive just inside the paint. Out for Brown. Brown gets it for Marinkus. He'll shoot. And his shot off target, but Brown's there. And he gets it to go. Colson Brown. Second generation Challenger.
Exactly.
His mom may remember Jody Chamberlain back in the 90s. And a basket there by the Vikings. And I believe his dad, Gage, went to school here too. And judging from Gage's side, I'm guessing a football player.
Yeah.
Brown, he passes it and he goes, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
And,
Reese.
And I think they're going to, this is probably what they're going to do the rest of the game, is they're going to do a little bit of shuffling of Levi and Cody back and forth to kind of run the team.
There you go. Let's the youngsters get some experience. And that's the thing that, we've talked about the youth of the Vikings. Now, while the Challengers have 4 seniors on their team, they also have the freshman class well represented as Howder gets it to go. 47-18, quickly up the floor. Hess with the basketball. Pass over for Brown.
And we got 4 freshmen and Cody in there right now. Oh, and sophomore and Landon Hess.
Right, well, I was going to say, Hess didn't see any varsity action that I recall last year. Nice move by Brown, but he can't get it to fall. Out of backcourt, McGordy. Quick pass up the floor for Gregory, who's had some success tonight, but can't get that one. Reese with a weak side rebound out of traffic. He's going to go ahead and drive, kick it out for Anderson. Anderson goes hard to the hole. His shot rejected by McGordy. Out of backcourt, Johnson. Gregory against Reese. Loses the handle on the ball, and Anderson's there. Reese up the floor for Anderson. Anderson drags that pivot foot. You have substitution in the ball game. And again, no 10 on our OSAA roster. So we're guessing John Wolf at this point. Coppage. Kind of one of the occupational hazards, I think, of this year.
Yes.
Kind of everything being assembled on the fly. Stapleton making his move in traffic.
Pretty good defense by Peyton Maurer, and yet he gets called as he's moving away from the player. I don't know how that's a foul, but they're going to call one on him anyway.
And that will send Colton Stapleton to the line. One of 4 freshmen on this roster for Vale. McGordy, Stapleton. Also have Brooks Howder and Diesel Johnson. You were talking about it earlier. This team is going to only get better as time goes on.
Absolutely, because you can see they can defend. They hit the glass hard. So they're doing some good things, but they're awful young right now.
And they hit their free throws. 47-20. 19 seconds left to go in the third. And timeout called by the challengers. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. I want to remind you that sports leagues and activities for the entire family are coming your way from the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. It's time to sign up now for summer fun. Go to playmedford.com, where you'll find the Coach Pistole softball camp July 12th through 14th, led by the SOU national champion coach and players. You'll also find, man, it just gets me all choked up, junior golf lessons and USTA youth tennis programs, along with all your other favorites. Visit playmedford.com to register today. Now, what I don't have the benefit of knowing, winner of this game is going to move on to play at Coos Bay. I don't know whether we have a look at a bracket or not, but what we do know is they'll play the winner of the, that's going to be a game, Santiam Christian, Westside Christian game. And I don't know about you, Mark. I'm looking at that game. I kind of see a pick'em game right there.
Oh, yeah, it's a pick'em game, all right. It'll be real interesting to see all these games. I mean, there's some good teams in this bracket.
There are, yeah. So it'll be over at Coos Bay on Thursday and Friday. Was talking with the Marshfield Athletic Director, Greg Mulkey, today. And knocking it down, Landon Hess. And that will end the third quarter of play. John L. Scott scoreboard after 3. It is the Challengers 50, the Vikings 20. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, we're getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Jim McCoy with you, along with Mark McLemore. Johnny McCoy here as well. Challengers been in control of this ball game throughout, and I think, that's just where we see the experience of one team versus you can see the potential, but the youth of the other side.
Yeah, and it's really been a sort of a tale of two different teams. One that's very mature and one that's younger and going to be great at one point.
McFeeters now to Marinkas from downtown. His shot short. And the ball last touched by the Challengers. Levi kind of a streak shooter for Cascade.
He's a little bit cold here in the second half so far.
Yeah, well, when he's on, he is deadly. Team leader in steals. Also, believe it or not, second on the team in blocks. Powder has it broken up by McFeeters. And with the success of the Challengers otherwise, Matt's been relatively quiet by his standards tonight. Steal by Marinkas, as if on cue. He'll go hard to the hole. He lays it up and in.
Maybe that'll help him break out of that shooting slump. It's always good to see something go through the hoop.
Yes.
Challengers in that 1-3-1 right now and doing a good job of just putting a little bit of pressure on the Vikings.
And on cue, the Challengers with the steal. Cody Reese.
14 points now for Reese as he's been attacking the rim with regularity, and Vale calls a full timeout.
6:40 to go in the ball game. Challengers lead 54-20. You can see that on your John L. Scott scoreboard. Stick around. We'll have more for you coming up right here on TableRockSports.net.
Coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
6:40 to go in this one. Challengers 54-20 in this game. I think some people wondered how it all go with Austin Maurer out of the lineup this evening, and also Morgan Law a little limited in his availability, and yet Challengers have had other players step up. Cody Reese, season high 14 points. Also Levi Marinkas, who on any given night can get hot for you. He's provided some scoring as well for the Challengers, and then a good spark early by Braden Coppage.
Yeah, Marinkas with 11, and Colson Brown with 7 points for the Challengers. Matt McFeeters with 6. So everybody's getting in the act.
Yes, they are. Well, and Brown, this is by far, I mean, we're talking a kid that really didn't play until the very tail end of the year. Shot by Gregory, no good. Put back, good bow by Steele to make it 54-22.
And again, the Challengers not taking care of the backboards on the rebound, and Steele gets an easy one.
Got a feeling that is where Austin has missed. McFeeters will try from 3. His shot rims off. Rebound out to Gregory. Gregory out of backcourt. And has it taken away by Reese. Reese quickly up the floor, looking for McFeeters. And a heads-up play by Matt McFeeters. He realized he was in a little bit of trouble there, so he bounces it off the Viking defender.
Yeah, he knew he was running out of court, so a nice job by him of keep the ball for the Challengers.
Just a good heady play there. That's a senior play right there. Reese with the inbound. 5:35 to go. Inbound to Maurer. Marinkas, his shot off to the left, no good. We have Coppage there with the board, And Reese now has 16 in the game.
And there's Braden Coppage again getting the offensive rebound and another opportunity for the Challengers that they cash in.
Cross-court pass goes to Gregory. Now back to Stapleton. And now they'll go ahead and shoot from downtown. It is Diesel Johnson. Ball last touched by the Challengers as Naring, Brown, Hess, and Anderson check into the ball game.
I don't know. That was a really bad call.
It looked, I think the kids say these days, look kind of sus from here. Inbound, and it goes to Steele. Steele turnaround jumper. He can't get it to go. Naring with the rebound. Up the floor it goes to Landon Hess. Down in the corner to Brown. Brown picks up his dribble, needs some help. Anderson. He'll bring it back out. Back for Brown. He works his way into the paint. And
I think the foul's going to be on Steele, and that should be it for him, I think. I think that's his fifth.
Tanner Steele, 6'3" junior forward. And now that'll bring...
And it's a media timeout, Jim.
All right, 3:59 left to go in the ball game. John L. Scott scoreboard. Challengers 56. Vikings 22. We'll be back after this timeout.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Oh, I tell you what, Mark. Did you ever think you'd ever see the day, we were just talking a little bit about hair on the way back, that you would ever see a day, see Challenger alumni Cody Reese now, that the mullet would ever make a comeback?
Oh, yeah. I never thought it would, but it is back.
I have been informed in my household that I will not be bringing it back.
No, well, okay. I don't think I could do it either.
Oh, I tell you what, it's so good to see so many Challengers in the house, past and present in here. See a lot of the sophomore class here this evening, future of the program, and, it's not often you go out and have fun watching a basketball game in summertime. Meanwhile, a drive to the hoop for Gregory. Gregory has been a bright spot for the Vikings this evening. Quickly up the floor it goes. Now to Brown. He'll try from three. His shot just a little bit long. It's tipped around. It'll come back to Anderson. Anderson. Brown says, I think I'll try it again. That one a little bit long as Naring starts to make his move. He's fouled and he'll go to the line.
And the Challengers hustling on the glass, tipping the ball around. Danny Naring tipped the first one kind of out, and then he ends up getting the second one and earning a trip to the free throw line. 3:04 to go here in the game. Challengers in good position, 56-24. And like as you said, a lot of guys getting an opportunity to play here for Cascade Christian.
Well, you just never know when, you'll have the Challengers have been cruising along pretty good in the injury department throughout much of the season, and then get hit a little bit here late in the season, and you got to have these guys ready to go. It's next man up when you have a problem, and it's good to see these young guys getting an opportunity to play. Meanwhile, Diesel Johnson, he's a freshman, and he traveled with the ball.
And another turnover for Vale.
57-24, 2:48 left to go in the ball game. With a Challenger win, they'll be playing at 5 p.m. on Thursday over at Cascade. If you're planning on making that trip, that game will be video streamed on NFHS. And our plan is, if all goes well, that we may be bringing you Friday's game involving the Challengers on the Nail. Meanwhile, Daniel Daring. Everybody get into the act this evening. Go ahead and fire it back. McGordy looking for Gregory. Lose the basketball, but Johnson is there. Turnaround jumper. It's just a little bit short. Wolf there with the putback attempt. Can't get that to go. Have a little volleyball match going on there, and it's tipped around. And the Vikings keep the ball. Gregory with it. Shakes the defender, Naring. He goes hard to the hole. He lays it up and in. And Gregory.
15 points now for Gregory. 15 of their 26.
I was going to say, he's done his part.
Let's make it 16 of their 27.
59-27. Anderson against Stapleton. Brown going to drive, spins. Little turnaround jumper. It's just a little bit short. 1:09 left to go in the ball game. Pulling up the floor. Fire in the corner to Stapleton. Makes a move to the hoop. Naring is there. Hess out of backcourt. They try a pass for Maurer. And the ball comes out to Naring. Naring drives hard to the hole. And it rims out. 42 seconds left to go. Gregory with the basketball. He'll shoot from three. And it's just a little bit short. Ball's tipped around. Anderson has it for the Challengers. Cannon going to say, let's just slow it down a little bit. 24 seconds left to go in the ball game. Anderson. Little dribbling exhibition here.
Yeah, and a nice job by the Challengers tonight. Everybody getting an opportunity to play, and the Challengers taking care of business in nice fashion. Going to win this one 59-27.
And your final score, the Cascade Christian Challengers 59 and the Vale Vikings 27. With the victory, the Challengers move on to Coos Bay, where they'll play the winner of the game between Westside Christian and Santiam Christian. That game will come up at 5 o'clock on Thursday. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you the post-game show, and that will be following these messages on Table Rock Sports.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep Dodge, and of course, Ram Trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
All right, back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, the Cascade Christian Challengers advance to Coos Bay. A victory against the Vale Vikings, 59-27. And a nice win for the Challengers that they remain undefeated on the season. I think if you're the Vale Vikings, it's like, you look at this Cascade team and say, well, you know what? They were who we thought they were. And it's a situation where, on a good day, you're going to have an uphill battle. And then if you have a little bit of struggle with getting your shots to fall early on, some trouble with turnovers, it's going to be an uphill battle for your team. And that ended up being more or less the case for Vale this evening. But, again, I'll just say it for those Vale fans out there. I see a lot of athletic basketball talent on this Vale team. I know Vale is known for its football, but they showed some good things. They showed that they got some guys who know how to play.
Yeah, and they're coming up. You can tell. We mentioned it, 3 freshman starters, and I tell you they've done a great job for being freshmen of playing against one of the better teams in the state, and they got some good experience tonight. But the problem really for them was shooting the basketball against that Challenger defense. And again, the Challengers hold them to 11 for 51 from the field. That's just 22%. So 18% in the first half, a little better in the second half, but for the game, 22% shooting is not going to win you very many basketball games. They were 4 for 5 from the free throw line, though. That's 80%, so a nice job there. And they ended up with 18 turnovers after having 11 in the first half, just 7 in the second half, so a little bit better job there for them. Scoring for Vale, Gregory led the way. He had 16 points of their 27. Stapleton had 2. Tanner Steele with 2. Hodder had 4. And Diesel Johnson had 3. And that was the scoring for the Vale Vikings. And the Challengers just did a great job tonight of really putting the defensive pressure on Vale and forcing them to take shots they didn't really want to take. So on the other side of the sheet for the Cascade Christian Challengers, a great job all the way around by them. They end the night shooting 25 for 53. That's 47%. And anytime you're shooting over 45%, you're having a good night. And the Challengers shoot 47 tonight. They were a little rusty from the free throw line, though, only 5 for 10. They need to be a little bit better there as they move on in the tournament here. The Challengers had 8 turnovers in the ball game, so a good job of taking care of the basketball as well. And a nice job all the way around, really, for the Challengers. Scoring tonight, leading the way for Cascade Christian with 16 points, Cody Reese, and a season high for him, I think, if I remember correctly. He had 16 tonight to lead the Challengers. Right behind him, Levi Marinkus had 11, so a good job by him as well. Other guys in the scoring column, Braden Coppage had 6, and I tell you what, Braden was all over the place tonight. He had an outstanding game. I think if I was picking a player of the game, I know he only had 6 points, but he did so many things for the Challengers on the boards, defensively, taking a charge. I think I would have picked Braden as our player of the game tonight just for all his other efforts.
Well, the energy. that was one of the things I mentioned talking with his dad, Brian, that I liked his energy early in the ball game. I think it set the tone.
Yeah, he really did. Kenan Anderson had 3 points off the bench. Peyton Maurer with 2. Landon Hess with 3. Matt McFeeters had 6 points for the Challengers, and he also did a great job defending, playing mostly against Tanner Steele and Diesel Johnson. And between the two of them, they only had 5 points on the night. So a nice job defensively, especially by Matt McFeeters tonight. Daniel Nearing had 5 points, and Colson Brown also had 7 for the Challengers. So just about everyone who played, really everybody who played in the game. Austin Maurer and Morgan Law, the only two not in the scoring column for the Challengers tonight, and both of those guys sort of taking the night off for Cascade Christian. So the Challengers win. They shoot 47% from the field, and they score 59 points in round 2, a 59-27 win over Vale.
Well, a nice win for the Challengers, and now that will punch their ticket to Coos Bay, where they'll play on Thursday. Again, that game will be at 5 o'clock. And for you Challenger fans, what will happen is that game will be video streamed on NFHS. Now, we know for sure that win or lose, they'll play on Friday. And that game, in addition to the audio video stream, that will also be audio streamed on the Nail with yours truly and Mark McLemore, if we can get all the details worked out as we do so on the fly. Well, that'll wrap things up here, where your final score is the Challengers 59 and the Vale Vikings 27. For our cameraman, Johnny McCoy, and for Mark McLemore, I'm Jim McCoy saying thanks for joining us, and we look forward to being with you again sometime soon.